But that is that. That is Chelsea 4, Hull 0, in which was a pretty one-sided game, if anything. If there was going to be any issues in that game, it was only going to be ourselves, and we started to see that with, a very controlled game. We were having the majority of the chances. Don't get me wrong, Hull did have some opportunities, but it wasn't anything that really troubled us. We had a lot of chances in that first half, but our biggest issue in that first half was converting them. We seemed to have a big issue with converting our chances. There was the Esteval chance, lovely ball over the top from Sarr, takes it past the goalkeeper, it bobbled just before he kicked it, smashes it over the bar. He should have finished it. Should have been 1-0 then. We had the opportunity with Garnacho running down the wing. Very good move from him. Good save from the goalkeeper. It's parried out to Neto. Neto, I think maybe could have done a little bit better, but it's blocked. Defender puts in a good block. That could have easily been a goal. I mean, you could have seen 2 goals there, one from Garnacho and one from Neto. Obviously, Neto, it's in the same phase of play. You're going to get 1 goal out of it, but both of them should really have scored. And then we see the Liam Delap chance where he does very well to press the goalkeeper, don't get me wrong. And then we see a little bit of stupidity. Pokes his toe out, deflects, the goalkeeper kicks it against him, it deflects, hits the bar, hits the post, bounces off the goal line. He thinks he's scored. And rather than just smashing the ball back into the net, he's looking around at the ref. He's trying to, well, he first initially tried to celebrate, looks around at the ref, to see whether he's going to give the goal or not, and he stutters, and that moment of stopping allows the goalkeeper to get back into position and make a save for when he does actually try to make a stop. And everyone, I'm just thinking, what the fuck? What the hell is that? And that obviously had an impact on his confidence after that, because he started to be a bit sloppy after that, in my opinion, losing the ball quite a bit. Just touches weren't great. His clearances out of the box, like in our own box, not good enough. Missed kicking the ball. He looked a little bit lazy in what he was doing, and as if to say, he's not like you need to really work hard for this. And I don't think he was working hard in that first half, and I weren't very happy with his performance at all in that first half. It was worrying, stinkfest. And the problem that we've got and the problem that we face is that this is not the first performance that we're seeing from Liam Delap where you're not really proving anything to us. And it goes the same for Garnacho, because I thought Garnacho played very bad in that first half. I don't think anything he touched went turned to gold or even silver or even bronze. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought everything that he touched went to shit, if I'm being honest with you. No real impact from both of them, and you could see that was impacting us in that first half and everything that we were doing. Esteval, again, another one where I thought he was a little bit quiet in that first half. Yes, he should have got the goal, but a lot of the stuff was coming down the left-hand side. But I thought he was a little bit quiet. I saw Neto getting dragged into the conversation about how poor the front line was. I was a little bit surprised because I actually thought at least he was working, He was working hard, he was on the ball, he was doing stuff, trying to get the ball forward, dropping deep to receive it. And then we see the goal. Now, this was good hold-up play from Delap, don't get me wrong. Lays it off to Neto, great touch, opens the body up, bang, slots it bottom corner. We're 1-0 up, exactly what we need, because all of that half we were just struggling to score. Defensively, I thought we looked sound, wasn't worried there at all. Midfield, I thought we looked good. It was literally just our end product. And we go into that first half 1-0, and you're thinking, you know what, we've got to come out into this second half, and we've got to do, one, a lot better in the particularly them 2 players, in my opinion, Garnacho and Delap. Just don't think they were good enough in that first half. They had to come out and give more. And we needed to finish our chances. Too many chances and you're not capitalising on it. Obviously, we saw against Leeds, you can go 2-0 up and you can drop a 2-0 lead. So you just got to kill the game. And I'm asking for us to come out and kill the game, score a goal and kill it. And I want to see more from these players in particular. Because, I look at these 2 players now and I think we can upgrade these. I advocated for these players. I said, Garnacho will come good. There's a player in there. I said, let's sign Delap. I think he's got a lot of bags of potential, but let's sign a main striker to go alongside him. From what I've seen this season so far, for me, we can upgrade that position. It's as simple as that. We can upgrade it, and I think with Omega coming in, we'll see that. Obviously, I'm going back and forth with someone online at the moment because of what I've said, but saying I should watch the whole game before I make a comment on it. But no, it's not. I've seen more than just this game, and you've got to remember this is Hull. I expect to see a good performance from these players against Hull City. You know, if you cannot perform against Hull City, then we've got a problem. Second half, however, much better from Delap. Much better. He looked like he wanted it. He tried harder. And he gets another good assist for Esteval. And he gets another good assist for Neto. He gets a hattie of assists today. Hat-trick of assists. And Neto obviously grabbing a hat-trick. His second goal coming from a corner, straight in. It was a good save initially from the goalkeeper from a Santos header, and he tipped it over the bar. Then Neto takes the corner and it goes through the goalkeeper's legs and straight in, and that's 2-0. Very unfortunate for the goalkeeper, but I thought we were quite relentless in that second half. I thought we started very well in the second half, and we just carried on how we mean to go on throughout the game, and that was constant pressure, keep the ball moving quickly, which is, I tell you what, it's a breath of fresh air to see this under this manager. And everybody that watches me would know how frustrated I was watching Maresca football. Don't get me wrong, I thought Maresca was a decent manager. Don't think it was shit, but I thought he was a little bit of a fraud. Reason I say that is because I feel like he's a major system manager. His system will be perfect if he's got the right players to play for his system. Now, what I didn't like about Maresca is the tippy-tappy, get it out wide, bring it back, start again. And then we keep doing it over and over again. And we're not really doing anything to get the ball moving quickly or forward. And the tempo was always slow. Under Rossignol, it's quick. Even when we're recycling it. Okay, recycle it, but then go. Okay, we need to recycle it again, but then go. You know, it's not recycle it. Okay, we'll do this patient thing. Okay, let's wait for them to kind of open up. It's not bang, 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 we're going to open them up like what we're starting to see under Rossignol. And the third goal was Delap doing very well. The ball came into his feet. Dodgy touch. But after that, he done very well to keep it, and he beats the player. He runs inside the box. He draws the goalkeeper out. He passes across goal, and Esteval taps it in. That's 3-0. Well done, Liam Delap. And that's exactly what we needed from him in the first half. More of that, you know, good decision making, more of that little bit of equality, and, you know, a little bit of causing a bit of a problem. And you see it again when the ball's played into his feet and he holds it up very well. Very well. So shows some strength, good touch, lays it off to Neto, and Neto wallops it home. And that's 4-0. And that's the end of the game. So we're allowed to now make our substitutions. We're allowed to take players off. They can rest and, you know, bring players on that you can get minutes. We saw Jesse Derry come on and make his debut today. Well done to him. We saw Mweka manage to come on and get some minutes. You know, Enzo Fernandez come on to get some minutes. Reece James obviously coming off to rest. You know, Caicedo coming off to rest. Very good. A good game for us, you know. And now we've got a 4 weeks worth of preparation for the next Premier League game against Burnley. Finally, we have got out of that, you know, congested fixture list, and now Liam Rossignol will have a 4 weeks worth of preparation. So I'm quite interested to see how that pans out and what, you know, a 4 weeks worth of preparation can do for this side. And obviously we managed to rest players today as well with, you know, João Pedro out the side, Cole Palmer out the side. So overall, that's a good 4-0 win in the FA Cup. We move on to the next round and we can be happy and smile about that. Obviously, the first half wasn't amazing and there will be people moaning. I was moaning myself. Second half, a lot better, well managed, and we come away with the win and we're into the next round. There's not much more we can say. There's not really many more complaints that you can give, you know. like I said, for the person moaning at me on X, you get these. You can have opinions on how the game unfolds as it unfolds. It doesn't, you don't have to do this. Wait to the end of the game and then have an opinion. No, I'm commentating on the game as it happens. So just settle yourself down. If you don't like it, just don't, block me, whatever. In terms of performances, I thought Sanchez done all right today. He didn't really have to do much. I thought he got a little bit lazy at the end. Like the near post cross where he just kind of like stuck his foot out and put it out for a corner. Not a big deal. Not complaining. There was the one chance where the ball was played through and he kind of just hopped over the ball and Sarr had to deal with it. A little bit of a bozo moment, but I just feel like he lost concentration. I feel like he just kind of got bored, weren't really doing much. Reece James, I thought, was a good performance. Obviously, Achampong come on that position as well, and I thought he done all right. We saw Fofana and Sarr at centre backs. Good performance from them. I thought Sarr was solid today. I thought he put in a very good performance. His first game coming back since being on loan at Strasbourg. I felt a bit of safety there. I thought he was very composed on the ball. I thought his passing was very good. He played that long ball into Esteval. That was brilliant. And he done the tippy-tappy stuff when he needed to. And he just looked composed, no panicking. Safety net, Buddy Shield, if I'm watching this game, I'd be a little bit worried if I was you. After that one performance, I'm looking at that going, okay. This guy's a little bit neat, a little bit tidy on the ball. No panic, good composure, and he can pass. And he can tackle. And he can recover. So, good performance all round. You saw Tosin come on in the second half as well. Didn't really have to do much. Just, didn't really get much game minutes for me to make a comment on it, but he did all right. That's all I can say. Hatto, another good performance. I'm starting to, I liked Hatto anyway, but, I'm starting to warm to him even more now. I'm seeing him play more minutes. I actually think he's a really good player, and I think he does very well for us going forward and defensively. So I think he's one to watch for the future at this club. I know at the moment he's kind of got a second role behind Cucurella, but he's got a good opportunity now to really put a stamp on the first team. Cucurella's injured at the moment and he's going to be playing a lot more minutes. So he's got to just step up and take that opportunity because who knows what can come out of it. And, he got a lot of stick to begin with because he made mistakes in the Champions League and at the start of the season. Maresca didn't want to play him, didn't rely on him. And look how he's developed. I think he's doing really well. It's a bit like Andre Santos, another player that I just think at the moment is fantastic. And it's great to see him in the side. I like the little link-up play that he's got with Caicedo. His forward passing and getting the ball forward, for me, is what does it. Because he sees the pass and he ain't afraid to try the pass. And he's very accurate with it, to be fair. And I like the little tippy-tappy stuff he does in the middle. He'll do a pass, which you don't expect him to do, and then receive it back. And then defensively, he just seems to always be there. He's like a mini Caicedo in that sense. Caicedo always seems to be in a very good position to pick up the interception. So I'm really pleased to see the relationship that them two are forming. It's very good to see. Caicedo, your standard performance, very good. I didn't think he had the best game against Leeds, if I'm honest with you. Take away the penalty, I didn't think he had the best game. He did put in quite a fair few good passes and through balls, and he had that pass at the end to Palmer. But yeah, for me, he was one that I thought was standing out, was a little bit sloppy on the ball on the day, and in the end, he ends up giving away a penalty, and the rest is history. But today, I thought he made up for it. I thought he done very well today. Esteval on the wing, first half a little bit quiet, should have scored. Wasn't his best performance, I wouldn't say. I just felt like he was a little bit quiet all game today. There was moments and spells where he had a little bit of a run, a little bit of a dribble. He played a nice through ball to Reece James in the second half at one point. And obviously he gets the goal, which is a tap in. I expect him to score that. Yeah, he done all right today. You got Neto in the middle, obviously man in the match with a hat-trick. I thought he was all over the place today in a positive way. I thought he done well. In the 10, I thought he done well. He clearly found himself in space to shoot from distance. That's 2 goals outside the box today. So, you know, I'm very happy with that. I mean, that's something that we need our 10s to be doing. We need them to be finding space and getting shots off on the edge of the box. And he's done it today, and he's got a hat-trick. And, you know, the corner obviously was a bit fortunate with that, but, you know, he takes it and he takes the match ball home. So you've got to give it to him for the hat-trick. Very well played, I thought. Well done. Garnacho, for me, terrible first half. Again, the problem is it's just how many times is this going to happen? You know, we want you to do well. We need to see you doing well. We need you to see you doing more. We need you to take your chances when they're given to you. And I just feel like you're not doing it. And I don't know whether it's confidence. I don't know whether it's a lack of ability. Maybe you don't know how to take people on. I don't know, but I've always said that there's a player in there. When you look at his goal catalogue, this guy can score goals, you know. So it's like, what needs to be done? Like, does he need just a little bit more time? Does he need more coaching? You know, you look at the coaches that he's been coached under. He hasn't particularly had the best start to his career, you know, at Man United and the toxic environment that he was brought up in. But today, first half, definitely a no from me. Second half, yeah, he improved, but it still wasn't wow. It still wasn't, you know, really doing much. Not really shining. Not one you'd look at and go, oh, wow, look at Garnacho. No, none of that. None of that. Delap, first half, not impressed. Again, another one I was a bit like, no. Second half, that's it. For me, that's it. The work rate, the control of the ball, the strength, the decision-making, the effort, the general effort. He just looked more up for it. He looked like he was trying harder to do something for the team. That first half, I just thought maybe moving a little bit too cocky. And, you know, maybe it is an arrogance thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a mental thing with him. But too often, I don't see what I saw in that second half from Delap, the hold-up play and, you know, laying people off. Like, I was an advocate for signing him because I think he can finish. I think he's a good finisher. But then the other stuff that comes with it, you just think, you know, come on, man. We need to see more. We need to see better. Now, I get that we're playing Hull and this is a game for players that are on the fringe, but there will be moments like, I mean, if João Pedro gets injured, for example, we're relying on him. So we need him to step it up. You're at Chelsea Football Club. I don't care. You're at Chelsea Football Club. You step up and you perform to the standard. Now, that first half, I'm looking at that going, shit, we need to upgrade. We really need to upgrade. I look at that second half and go, okay, that's more like it. But you still need to do better because you need to be doing it across 90 minutes. And first half, you look at that and go, you ain't taking the opportunity. Second half, you look at that and go, okay, you've done well. Well done. You finished on a high. That's what matters. Take that next game. Do you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I thought Enzo come on and done well. I thought Mueka didn't really get many minutes to show anything. Jesse Derry didn't really have anything to do to really show if he was playing well or not. So there's probably people in there that I missed. But overall, Chelsea 4-0. Great result for us. We go through to the next round. You're going to have to see all the rest of the results play out over the weekend, and we'll see who we get in the next round. But that's me out. You'll catch me on the next one versus Burnley. Make sure you like the video. And if you're watching on X, head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get that to 500. And follow me on X. I'll follow back anyway. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one in a bit.